Hi and welcome. Mara Watts with Mara Watts Yoga here. And in this video, we are going to be moving through a very gentle restorative class that is a part of the Back Care Yoga Snack series. And in this class, what we'll be doing is we'll be relaxing the muscles and restoring the back muscles. So this class is wonderful for those of you who tend to get really tired backs by the end of the day. Or if you tend to sit a lot, or if you work at a computer, this class will be very nourishing for the back as a whole, okay? And so for this class, you'll want access to one block as well as a thick blanket or towel. So these yoga mexi blankets are wonderful, but if you have a nice thick blanket or towel handy, then that would be beneficial. So we're going to get started using our blanket here. And we're going to roll the blanket up in a way that will be supportive for the upper back. Okay, so for this particular roll, I'm going to take my blanket this way. And I'm going to create a roll, a really tight roll, so that this is nice and firm, okay? And depending on your body and depending on your back, the tightness of the roll will depend. So when you recline on this, you can choose to come back up and adjust and unroll the roll or roll the roll more. So the thicker the roll, the bigger the roll, the bigger a back bend you're going to receive. The less of a roll is going to give you more of a restorative, smaller back bend, okay? So we're going to start in a back bend. And again, you can make this as big or as small of a roll as you'd like. And in this posture, I'd like for you to encourage you to breathe really deep and to focus on breathing into the space in your body that you're trying to relax. So in this case, we're going to work on the upper back. So where I want this roll to be touching on your body is right below the shoulder blades. So for us women, it'd be right where the bra strap would be. Okay, so just kind of working your way back down onto this so that the roll, again, is right below the shoulder blades, okay? The arms, begin with maybe cactus arms. So the arms are out 90 degrees. You can even bring the arms up above, which can be an interesting shoulder stretch. In cactus or field goal arms, you can even take them out to the side like so. And then with your legs, the feet can either stay as they are on the mat, or you can extend the legs long. Okay, and just kind of find your place here, wherever you want to be, whatever feels nice. And then if you'll take a big breath in and lift the head up, tuck the chin slightly, and then place the head back down, which will give the back of the neck some space to open. And the goal here is to relax the ribs, to relax the whole back, but allow the ribs to float towards the ground versus popping up, because when we're in this pose, we tend to arch the back. So avoid arching the back and soften in the belly, soften in the back. And begin to breathe in that space where the towel or the blanket is physically touching, so that you're allowing the shoulder blades to melt down around that fold or that roll. The shoulders are dropping towards the mat. Your legs are relaxed and your arms are heavy. So that all you're doing here is completely relaxing and letting go into this roll. We want this roll to support you and support your upper back and to help release the tension that we tend to hold up here in the upper back, okay? And adjust if and at any point in time that you need it. But you can stay here as long as is comfortable. What's great about these back bends and these restorative postures that we will be moving in and out of is that this encourages the spine to move and to be in a place that it normally is not in, especially in our world these days when we're, rounding forward over cell phones, rounding around our computers. We're rounded around a lot of the times when we're driving. So it's nice to come to your mat and change up that position of the spine. And breathe and allow those muscles to relax and allow the spine to just work in a different, more natural way and reverse the curvature. It's very therapeutic. So we're going to take about 10 more deep breaths here. So breathing deeply in through your nose and maybe out through the mouth. Continue to relax the shoulders, the muscles in the face. Maybe even relax your low back. If your low back is popping up off of the mat and it's uncomfortable and your legs are outstretched, bring the feet back up onto the mat and kind of shift your hips and your pelvis a little bit, and that will take things out of your low back, okay? So there's nothing wrong with the feet being on the mat. We want this to be comfortable and relaxing and restorative. So let's take a few more breaths here. Continuing to let the muscles open up, unwind, supported by that roll. And with each exhale, relax even deeper. Two more breaths here. And then on your next exhale, if your legs are extended long, if you'll bring and slide the feet back in towards the glutes onto the mat, we're going to take a big breath in through the nose. And then as you begin to exhale, begin to turn to one side, nice and slow, so that the knees are coming down to the mat, cradling your head with one arm, pausing here. with the roll underneath the armpit, essentially, and in the side of the body. This is also a nice restorative stretch for your side. So a few breaths here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come back to the back just where we were, rolling onto the back. And then as you exhale, rolling over to the other side. Same thing on the other side. Cradling the head, knees stacked. Relaxing the side body onto the roll. What's nice about this posture is that the pressure, the gentle pressure of the roll is restorative, and it gives your side a little bit of a mini massage, massaging out those muscles and the cartilage that may get kind of stuck in the side body. And then on your next inhale, I'm going to roll to face you. But right where you're at, using the support of your hand, begin to sit yourself up nice and slow. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to remove the blanket to the side, okay, out of the way here. And then all I want you to do is roll back onto your back for a flat back in a corpse-like posture with arms by your side and palms facing up, feet about as wide as your mat, and just notice your back. Notice that space that you are breathing into right there below the shoulder blades. Kind of note what's going on there. Two more breaths. And then on your next inhale, sliding the feet back up towards the glutes. We're going to roll onto one side and using the support of your hands, nice and slow, make your way back up to seat. We're going to grab the rolled blanket or towel and place it long ways on your mat like so, okay? And then what I would like for you to do with your feet planted on the mat is place the base of that towel at the base of your spine. And then slow to roll yourself down onto the blanket so that the blanket is along, you're lying on the blanket along the spine. So your head is also supported by the blanket. And then allow your arms to be out by your sides with the palms facing up. And ideally what we want here, you may have to move around a little bit to get this to happen. But what we want is the shoulder blades to melt around the rolled blanket, okay? And once you can kind of feel that, it's almost like your shoulder blades are hugging the roll. You've found your place here. And again, we're relaxing onto this roll, allowing those shoulder blades to drop towards the ground and hug the roll slightly. The feet can remain on the mat, or you're welcome to extend the feet long. Coming into corpse with support underneath the spine. And so we're breathing along the spine, imagining that your breath is wrapping your spine around as you inhale. And then as you exhale, It's leaving, it's unwinding around the spine and leaving your nostrils. It's a nice way to focus your mind and to help you to relax and let go in the places that we are focusing on. So close your eyes. And breathe. Allow your whole body to get heavy on the blanket, on the ground, so that you're not holding anything up. You're releasing tension. So again, we'll take about 8 to 10 deep breaths here. A few more breaths here. And then if you'll take a big breath in through your nose and then out. And then as you breathe in again, if your legs are long on the mat, please place the feet back on the mat. And then as you exhale, we're going to roll off of the blanket, again onto our side. So we're completely off of that roll. And then using the support of your hands, coming up once again. We're going to remove this blanket, take it out to the side, come back down onto the mat, hugging the knees in. Okay, you may even rock from side to side, give your low back a little bit of a massage here. Just feeling your spine after supporting the spine and reclining in such a way that almost forces the spine to be in a completely different motion and different place than what it's used to during the day. So with the knees still up, we're going to take our arms out at a T with the palms face up. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to drop both knees over to the right. Placing the knees on the mat or on the ground. If your knees do not meet the ground, you can grab your blanket, the roll that you have here, and place it on the ground, okay? And then again, drop over and allow the knees to rest on the blanket. So the arms can stay outstretched, or you can bring your hand, your right hand to your left knee. Take your gaze over the left shoulder and come into this gentle twist. Now I will note that the closer your knees are to your body, the more of a twist you will receive. So the further you take your knees away from your body, the more restorative, I should say, this will become, okay? But what we want is this twisting action in the back so that the back is wringing itself out with this nice, gentle twist. So we want to relax the legs, allow the thighs to soften so that the only thing that's happening here is an unforced twist, a very restorative, relaxing, gentle twist. Take notice of what's going on in your low back, maybe even in the hips or the legs. Pay attention and listen to your body. What does your body need in this pose? On your next inhale, we're going to bring the knees back up. If you were using that support from the rolled blanket, grab it. Take it to the other side on the outside of your mat. We're going to take arms out at a T, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, drop the knees over to the left. So same thing, other side. Adjust in any way that will help you to come into a more comfortable position. In this, ideally, we want both shoulders touching the mat, okay? You know that your knees are a little too far up or you've gone a little too deep into this posture if you're doing this. So we want to come out of the pose just a little bit if that is happening, and encourage the shoulders to come down onto the mat, okay? And then taking your gaze over the right shoulder. Again, allowing the knees to relax, the tops of the thighs. And you may even feel this in your low back, down into the glutes and into the hip region, and maybe even the outer leg a little bit. So wherever you feel this, imagine and breathe into that space. Relax those muscles and relax that region in your body. We're going to take about 5 more deep breaths here. And if you feel any tingling in your legs or in your arms, your hands, as long as it is not painful, do your best to breathe through that tingling. And in my own experience, the more I breathe deeply and oxygenate my body, the less of a tingle, a lessening of the tingle will begin to happen. You can even move your hands if you're feeling that sensation and need to move. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the knees back up. Give those knees a big hug. And then as you exhale, release the feet down to the mat. From here, you're going to want your block. So if you need to sit up and grab your block, go ahead and do so. We're going to come into a supported bridge posture. So your block has different sides on the ground. So side 1 is like so. If it were sitting on the mat, it would be like so. Side 2 is here, okay? And then side 3, this will be your deepest, most advanced option, is like so. So I personally love this side, side 2. But if you're just beginning and have some low back stuff going on, I would suggest side 1, okay? So grab your block, and we're going to take a big breath in to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then whatever side you'd like to try, we're going to slide the block underneath the base of the spine, the sacrum, to where you feel nice and supported, balanced, so you don't feel like you're going to fall off. So if you're on side 1, like so, okay? And then on a big breath in, lifting the head, tucking the chin, and then place the head back down so that you have that space in the back of the neck. And we're going to stay here and breathe. If you find that you would like a little bit more of a back bend, all you have to do is take a big breath in and lift the hips up and turn your block to the next side. Okay. Arms out at your side with the palms facing up. And just allow your belly and your legs, your feet, your arms, everything here to be supported by the block and supported by your breath. So that all you're doing is chilling out on this block. And it should feel so good. Supported bridge is a wonderful, wonderful way, a wonderful restorative way to nourish the body. It allows all of the blood to flow freely towards the heart, the abdomen region. So we're breathing and relaxing on this block. Let's take about 5 more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, if you'll press down into the feet, begin to lift the hips. We're going to remove the block out to the side and ever so slowly take your time coming all the way back down. Once you've come all the way down onto the mat, take a few breaths here. And then breathing in through your nose. And as you breathe out, we're going to roll onto one side. Using the support of your hands once more to help you come up to a comfortable seated position. Nice and tall.